copies, or like is it
for my friends? I'm not gonna lie. For you guys,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys the first like physical copy of the first book. But
That's clean. Thank you.
my God.
I'm
You
not
better
gonna,
make our shit different.
I'm not gonna
Our
lie.
shit better have some
Shit better be
different
something
shit.
different.
I'm
Our
not
shit
gonna lie.
gotta be
That shit
different
gotta
than
be
these other
hard,
niggas,
bro.
dog.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the only. Every other issue, I'm gonna try to figure out like, cause I want to put it on Amazon. I don't know if I could do a PDF, but most of it's gonna. You guys don't have the only issue, y'all. No one else. That's it. But I'm like, give me a couple years until this thing is like,
Yeah,
a
that's what.
well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while too before it's at that point. So I got a long time. Shout out to my artists. I really like when we drop this shit, yo. Like, shout out to you guys. They've been so patient with me. Like, I've been like I'm probably like the most stressful person to work with just because I'm OCD and I'm constantly be like, yo, are you done? What are you doing? How does this look? What do you think? Like, is this terrible? Like,
Give me some feedback. What's up?
yeah, and like I know for them as just purely artists who are also like trying to bring this world to life, like that's kind of like what their job is. Like as a writer, you kind of create the world, you set the stage and everything in it, everything. It's like a manual, like you know what I mean, like a guide, and then
You just make the pictures.
they just have to follow it and build that up from what I'm describing. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, as a writer, I always say we do 100% of the work, in my opinion, and then everyone else just maybe 90% of the work. They do like 10% in the creative process. Because without that, you wouldn't know where to go. You wouldn't know how to start the story, how to end it. You know what I mean? And it's shout out to y'all. You guys have been really fucking amazing with me. And like, I wish you guys like, I'm gonna show y'all the Fiverr message. I'm just like, hey, hi. What are you doing? Them, bro. It's like 6 o'clock over here.
Bro, I'm sleeping.
But it's a very like, oh shit, like fulfilling thing. Like I feel like I can actually do this. Like that's why I'm so excited. Like I'm like, yo, I can actually do this shit. Like this could actually fucking happen now. Like I don't have to wait till I'm like 30 till I get hired. I can do this shit in the next couple months. That's what it's so like.
Oh my God.
Y'all the boys don't know. Like bro, the shit I'm seeing from them, they get what I'm trying to do, and I'm glad that I'm not like bugging. I'm like, this shit makes sense. And I think from what I've explained to you and like others, I haven't explained to you guys because I don't see you guys on the regular. But when I do, it's a really good story. I think you'll like it.
No,
Okay.
bro, I can't wait till I read that fucking
Yeah, I
book.
think
I don't read books. I'm not a
fire.
book reader. Like I
I don't read
about
books
that.
either. I'm
done.
I'll
100%
read
behind you.
like a page, 2 pages, then I'll get bored and close the book and go do something else. Go do something. with
But
my
see,
hands.
comics for me is a little bit different. I could read a
This
comic
book,
better than I could read a book.
I'm gonna read it from front to back.
I always say that to
3 times
people.
over.
Like, there's different. Like, I'm a big person. Like, I be telling people, read. Like, you don't need to read a fucking novel to get smart, get more articulate in your speech. Read manga. There's comic books. There's literally magazines. Just read sport books. Like anything, just read, and you'll start realizing, oh shit, I'm retaining some of this. My speech is different. Like, I'm like it's just you're working your brain. Like, read something. Find your reading material. Like, it doesn't have to be just words. I like that. I don't even like comics myself, which is weird.
Really?
I'm more of a book type of guy. I enjoy books. I don't like comics, honestly.
I think reading hides your vocabulary to like
For
to a
sure.
high point.
Of course.
That's why the only like I regret not reading, but at the same time, it's like I
still
don't
got
like
time,
reading.
brother. Nothing happened. You didn't tell.
I don't like reading. I
Read
got
comic books. I'm gonna say
That's
that's
what-
what you see.
yeah.
What I just said. Read
Read
comic
comic
books,
books, yeah.
mangas,
Yo, I just got
I'm not,
magazines.
I'm not
3
into
new
manga. I'm not
books
into
about
anime.
cooking. 2 magazines, like 2 Milk Street magazines, and 1 like giant professional cooking like textbook that we used in school. I'm gonna just read that and vibe out instead of reading like stories, because I get bored of the stories. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
There's nothing really that like catches me, at least with the books that I'm reading.
I get
Like
that.
The Outsider, all the books that Ashley read, she gives to me. I'm like,
But that's her genre. That's not like your genre. Like you gotta find what you would wanna, what world you wanna get into as a reader. What do you want to experience? Like
That's a
what
fact.
are you trying to get out of this? Like same thing when you watch a movie. Like, oh shit, I'm trying to watch a comedy. Like I want to laugh. I'm trying to watch something sad because I'm a little sad. You know, I want to feel relatable. Whatever. Like that's what you do with reading. It's the same thing. I think that's what more people need to do instead of being afraid of it because it's a bunch of words on a page and it's like, oh, it's too much. Like you'll like it if you read the right story.
bro.
Honest question: how do you feel about audiobooks?
I love
fuck
them.
with audiobooks.
Fucking love them.
You don't think like it's like a big difference between a physical reading book and you're like a writer, so you should feel like.
I love the audiobooks because like I love no homo pause. I love hearing a big like a deep voice just fucking pause. That's so gay.
It's not gay, it's soothing.
Like
type.
a soothing voice,
Yeah.
just reading a story or just telling me something. Like for some reason, it just makes me want to listen more. I'm like,
I like the audiobook with the physical book. So
what
I
do you
can
like the Kindle type?
Nah, like Kindle, those shits is hard.
I want
But
a
like
Kindle. I need to get one.
having the
I want that
actual
one.
book so I can turn the pages, but listening to the audiobook. So
Mhm.
like I'm reading along, but like somebody else is reading it for me.
Okay. There's probably a way you could do that. I don't know if that like it's that. Oh yeah, you do that. That's how you read it regularly. Like it goes along and it's just like.
So if we're including audiobooks, I read books then.
Yes.
If
You're a book reader.
I have read books because I listened to Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Good book.
I listened to it's by Robert something. It's like he made the 48 Laws of Power.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Good book. I read that too.
He made another one. It was like I think 10 Levels of Attraction. Something with attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I read that one. That one was good. And Rich Dad Poor Dad, I think it was 40 Ways of Not Giving a Fuck, or The Rules of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, I haven't read that. That seems like a good book.
That was a great, and I finished the whole thing for that one. I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry for butchering it, but that was a great fucking book. It's like the power of not giving a fuck, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Great book. And he was talking about like his experience, like shit like that. I like reading or listening to audiobooks of shit that I could learn from, like not like on a history level, but just like on a life level.
Yeah.
I like books like that. Like Rich Dad Poor Dad is a life book. That's how he learned like to get money, shit like that, and psychology too.
Same. I haven't read a lot of psychology like books, but I definitely want to do that in the future when I'm like old and bored.
The Secret, would that be
documentary-ass nigga.
classified as? This is all getting edited out. Maybe I might leave it. Fuck it.
Pussy farm.
Oh, wait.
Whoever has to edit this, that sucks.
Fuck you.
Rock,
Ivy.
paper, scissors
Fuck
right now.
you.
Rock, paper,
Fuck
scissors
you,
right now.
Iverson.
I'm not doing that.
Fuck you.
I take my hand out of the pot effectively.
I put my whole fucking arm in the pot with his editing shit.
All right, you got it.
No, he's gonna be skilled. Like I'm telling you, in the future, Beat is gonna be like peak editor. He keeps doing that.
We'll find out.
Him just
just
on a little laptop.
Just big ass nigga in a fucking tank top. A giant ass nigga tats all over. Just like, you need to make the HDMI more than
On a fucking group call with us, like, yeah, I'm almost done. I'm just getting something to eat. Like, you're so big. What are you doing? Ready? Oh.
Yeah, this is staying in. This is staying in, my niggas.
I can imagine that. Oh,
The Yutters on the fucking, well, not Yutters, but the Wheats on the fucking piano is crazy.
Yeats on the piano is absolutely insane. If we could do a
Sir.
camera pan, that
Sir.
would be what we would
Wheats,
This is Stripes.
wheat,
do. The
Wheat.
color.
Wheat?
wheat.
Wheat?
Wheat.
Wet?
What? Wait. Wait.
Wheat.
All right. What are we doing right now? But yeah, reading great. Everyone read more books, guys.
Well, I'm more of a documentary ass nigga. I like watching documentaries and just having them show pictures and explain
Okay, I'll stop.
in a monotone
Okay,
ass
I
voice.
get it.
I
I can
honestly,
sit through a documentary. and retain some
documentaries,
shit.
I like really the crime ones. I try to listen to like Ted Bundy and them boys. Like the Italian Mafia one was great. But yeah, Italian Mafia, that's like one of my favorite documentaries, I have to say.
What about which one? Like,
It's like one on Netflix. It was like only 3 episodes long that really like hurt my heart. But like it was like live recording of like all the families and all that. All right, are we all focused now?
somewhat.
Beautiful.
So what were we about to go into before we cut back in?
I have no idea. You said something. Oh, you're watching documentaries, and then he said he watched a mob documentary, and that was really good. Yeah.
Which mob documentary?
He didn't know.
It's on Netflix. It's like I'm terrible with names. I'm
I feel
sorry,
you.
but it's like just search up Mafia and it should pop up. Like, and watching that documentary, I don't know if you saw The Irishman on Netflix.
I did a good film.
Great movie, and the names of those members are like factual, like what was going on in that movie.
Yeah, it's crazy how like prolific the mob is in America. Like, we're just so obsessed with them and what they
It's
did.
not even that. Is that they did it and they did it legally and like with violence.
They killed a lot of people.
But that's what I'm saying. They did it legally, but with violence.
All right,
that's crazy to me.
They had to create a whole law for these niggas.
Exactly.
But
they
my point
did it
is,
legally.
they were breaking some law. They just didn't know how to get all of them. That was the point. They were breaking laws. Those niggas
They made a law for the mafia.
The
Yes,
Rico
bro.
became because of the mobs.
They wrote that Rico case was to get all those 7 families
and the
indicted.
boss all at once, just because you're like, yeah, because you're in a gang. You know, you guys are obviously all up to the same thing, same goal. We're gonna just take you all down with one law, and that's how the Rico came about, and that's how it's still getting niggas to this day.
Look at all these rappers that are getting a Rico case.
Because they want to be in a gang.
Because it's so effective.
And you're idiots because they're gonna continue doing that. Oh, we're in a gang, like gang. Like you should.
I didn't know Rico came from mob, nigga. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, bro. They were the government. They were giving the government issues, bro.
Do you think they still own a majority of our
Bro,
things
the
today?
mafia is still out, but just in different ways. Like I know some stories of the mafia, and like I know like some of us have our own personal like stories with the mafia. Like people know they're still around, but they're not in like the
mix of shit.
Yeah, they're not out here committing crimes and like running shit. You know what I mean? That's more of like a young man's game. That's like these young niggas. I feel like they're in other things like on the internet. I've heard they've gone into like cyber crimes and other shit like scams, but I think they're not like on the streets. You know, they evolve.
Yeah. Elevate.
Some of them are politicians, or some of them are police officers. You know, they're just doing regular shit.
I think the one thing they still own is casinos and construction.
For sure, but casinos are one thing that not a lot of places have, because once you build a casino, crime is instantly goes up. It just always happens. Anywhere a casino is, it's crime. It's just people are gonna use that to launder money. People are gonna prostitute drugs. Like that's why
Atlantic City.
Yeah, the American Dream Mall. That was at first they were trying to get that to be a casino. Like they were gonna make that the biggest casino in like New Jersey, bigger than Atlantic City. Yeah, but then niggas was like, no, we don't want all that crime here. Like they would have made a lot of money for the state, but effectively, I think casinos are horrible. Look at Las Vegas. Look at like, you know what I mean?
But look at Las Vegas, because prostitution, I believe, is the only legal place in America that prostitution is legal.
Yeah. I think in Las Vegas and like
prostitution is legal.
It's legal there.
But it's like I don't think you can have a pimp though. I don't know if I'm mistaken.
Me neither. I'm not very like well known.
But I'm going off based on what I think like, or I believe the law is. I think you can't have a pimp, but you can like prostitute yourself.
I feel like
that's crazy.
I honestly always said that they should legalize sex work and just make it like safe and like.
It is legalized. There's porn.
No,
yeah,
I mean
full on prostitution.
I mean, yeah, like that's my point of view. Like I think they should legalize it in some form. Bring back brothels and just make niggas pay. Make it regulated. Bam. Then tax it. There you go. People a lot of people disagree with me when I say this, but I'm like, bro, we're already legalizing like everything bad. We're about to legalize weed. When there's already people that say we should legalize cocaine for like drug addicts. You know what I mean? I don't think.
Wait.
And they also don't have a bad point either. It's not the right point. I don't think we should do it, but it's all about like context and like how would you do it? People see legalize sex work and they're like, but I mean like regulate it. Like keep these, because there's girls that die from their pimps. A lot of people, most of the prostitutes that go missing most of the girls that go missing are prostitutes and they don't get investigated because no one really, no offense, cares most of the time. And they're not going to put resources into that. But if it's regulated, taxed, then you can catch more people killing people and bam, that's it. People think I'm being like promoting incelism. I don't give a fuck about that. If you nerds want to nut in bitches all day, go do your thing. Go. I don't care. Like, who cares if someone's watching porno? That's their life. They're not contributing to society. That's not my issue.
Yeah. Mind your business.
That literally, like, everyone has had that rebuttal, and I'm like, are you that person? Their life bothers you that bad to where their decision is affecting you personally?
I
think you're going about life wrong, and you just need to see it from that point of view on the business and just the logic. But I get it. I get why. Like, don't promote porn and all that shit. Like,
not even on promoting porn.
It's stupid either way.
It's
but porn is permitted. Like it's like everywhere. That sex sells, and it's literally in every company. It's everything you do. Even if it's like the smallest degree, like seeing a piece of a thigh. Like like if you feeling it and you, because that's just who you are. Of course, a memory is gonna, especially for men. Something's gonna trigger your man. Like, man, look at those thick thighs. I bet she'll look great. Like,
it's all in your face.
Like in a bikini, whatever.
Even TV shows nowadays, all of them have nudity.
Anime,
everything has nudity. Like, I'm not saying normalize it, but like,
it's there. You can't make it. It's there.
Make it make sense. Like, to make it make sense. I get it. It's just like, I don't know. Like, there's also a whole other pipeline of issues why you shouldn't. I get it, but I'm gonna still stand on that. Me personally, that's my POV on that. Legalize sex work. Legalize weed too.
Like, what do you think like will be like the benefits of legalizing? Because honestly, they're making sex robots.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Sex robots?
That's awesome.
You said that's awesome.
Good for you guys, bro.
You don't think, bro, especially with this day and age, you don't think that's gonna like really like debunk men? Like, to the point, like, they don't even want to try for females. They're just gonna stick with a robot.
Here's my point of view. If that shit ain't in you, nigga, it was never in you to begin with. If you don't got that dog in you, it's not in you.
You feel like that?
If you was never that nigga, you ain't gonna be that nigga when sex robots come out. You know what I mean? Nothing gonna change. You can be a depraved degenerate all you want. That's your life. Like,
it's fate.
If you can't see that, oh shit, beating my dick and staying home, eating chips all day, not doing anything is hurting me. You know, I'm getting fat, I'm lazy, I look ugly, you know, I'm a creep. Or I'm just depressed, and like, you were meant to live that life. I'm sorry, like, that's your issue. Maybe your friends could help you, like, hopefully, but like, I can't feel bad for people like that, because I'm like, bro, you're like 40 acting like this. At this point, it's in you. That's just who you are, and that's fine. Let the other niggas who don't care about the sex robots just continue fucking real women.
Yeah.
End point.
You're definitely right. It's like,
it's stupid.
I feel like you believe in fate in a way.
I love fate. I believe in fate hard.
Because the way you explained it, like, you a fate type of dude, like, that's your path.
Manifest destiny. I get what the Americans was on. I fuck with it. They believe that shit was for them. They went and took that motherfucker. I believe it. I agree.
Now, when you were saying legalize cocaine, I don't want to ask you, is psychedelics?
I don't agree with that, by the way.
Legalize cocaine.
Do not do that. I do not agree. Fuck
I know, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. If anybody takes it serious,
yeah, don't. Most of that was a rant. Like, the sex worker shit. Don't. This is no nonsense. Like, God, we just need to remind you guys.
I'm glad you brought it up though, so I can make this point. Psychedelics is illegal, right?
In most places, yes.
Do you think like when you go on like a psychedelic journey, like you can like manifest and like bring about your fate in a way?
I feel like it depends. Psychedelics are one of those things, like with everything you take, it's all depending on how the person reacts to it and how you're feeling. Like, if you're happy, you're probably gonna have a good trip. But if you're thinking some dark shit, RIP. Like, I pray for you, because that's all you're gonna go through for the rest of that trip. Like, everything's just gonna be 10 times more like
dark and depressed.
Not dark and depressed, but just you'll be more jittery, jumpy. You'll be more like 10 times on go, because I gotta stop fucking doing that because of the psychedelic that you took. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on how you go into it, in my opinion. But most people aren't ready for that. That's why we don't legalize shit like that.
I think it's a great benefit.
Me too.
Me personally, from like edibles and stuff, I've learned things. Oh yeah. But from like not from, I've never done a psychedelic. I want to, and reportedly I saw recently that DMT is like I think no
That's
LSD
intense.
LSD like the LSD world and all that stuff. People are seeing the same things, like in a way, like that whole like I don't know. I think it's called.
Oh, you're talking about that little elf dude.
Yeah. Or stuff like that.
I want to see, or like the DMT aliens.
Yes, like, bro, everyone's seeing the same thing. Like, it's weird.
It's crazy.
So they're trying to, like, I don't know I think scientists are trying to figure out, like, what is going on with that whole thing.
I'm not gonna lie, would y'all do, I want to do DMT and ayahuasca. Those are like the two.
I want to do ayahuasca too.
And like just go into like a like trip.
But it doesn't kill you. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, you do. Huh?
It doesn't kill you.
It doesn't kill you, and
like,
it's done by a shaman in a village, bro. It's mad peaceful and humbling. People cry after it. People like have complete personality changes. Like, it's crazy. Psychedelics, we really should legalize them in America. Holy shit.
And it's helped people, like, if you have like PTSD or ADHD or OCD, it's helped you get out of like those, like,
I should probably take it again.
I don't know, what is it called? The sickness?
I'm gonna. That's why I want to. I had a big ego death the last time I took shrooms. Like, I had like the biggest. Like, I was like, holy shit.
Can you tell me about that story?
It wasn't, short story, to make a long story short, I was with Brian and Amir, shout out to them, and like I was tripping hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I put it in a cake, And then like it started out good. We were watching music videos on TV. It was really fire. And I was like, damn, I don't feel good. So I started texting my girl. I was like, yo, can you come pick me up? Because I really didn't feel good. You know, blah, blah, blah. Time passes. She comes and gets me. I leave. And then every little bump in the road, I'm like, damn. Every time you hit a bump, the colors in the sky are changing from like every color on the rainbow.
You're lying.
Wow,
So
I'm on my dead Uncle Rico.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it's so go from blue to like red to like orange.
Bro, I'm sitting here in the car, like I'm trying to stay awake because I think I'm like it's hitting right now. Like I feel nauseous. For me personally, whenever I take shrooms, I don't know if this happens to anyone else. I get nauseous as hell. Like, just so I'm sitting here in the car. We're at a light. I'm looking at her. I'm looking at the sky. I'm like. Open the door. I just nigga throwing up all over the fucking floor. Some dude is looking at me. I don't even know if there was actually a dude there or people there to this day. Cause like everyone was just looking at me to me. Like even the people across the street. So maybe I was just
everyone was just staring at you.
Yeah, throwing up. I looked and everyone's just looking at me and I'm like, shit, I'm tripping hard. So we get back to the house and I'm just sitting in the bed. I'm like, oh my God, like everything in this room is melting. She had a picture of James Charles. Bro, I shit you not. I'm like, take that fucking picture off the wall. Cause that man just kept blinking at me. He kept looking at me like,
you're hilarious.
Bro, so I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yo, why do people keep looking at me? Why is every time like I look at something, people are looking at me? Like, what is this trying to tell me? Like, I don't, everything we look at, it's just eyes on me, eyes on me. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, what does this, oh, I'm a fucking narcissist. I'm a piece of shit front. Like I really went down, and I think that's when I started calling niggas. Like, but I was mad happy, but I was having a whole like fucking meltdown in my brain about like who I am as a person because I'm experiencing all these things around me. I'm like, no way, dude, is this really how I perceive myself? Like I think like I'm that nigga. Like why do I think that? Time passes, you know, I call you. I think I don't know if you remember that, but I was on the phone. I called you. I called hella people, just talking to them, just like. Going off, trying to see like, all right, I love this person, like this is, they know like, yo, I love you, like this is, I don't know what my brain was thinking, but I just had to call them. After that, I remember when I got off the trip, I was like, yeah, I need to be a way better friend. And from that moment on, literally, I don't know why, I just took that as like, yeah, just tread lightly, treat everyone kindly, and don't be that, I'm angry, like listen, like bro, just chill the fuck out. Like I don't need to be that. Just those are your friends, they're your family. These are people who care about you. Even if you're in a bad place, they're here to pick you up. Like, you know what I mean? No one's trying to look at you bad and judge you and be against you. I don't think you do that. I don't think you do that. And if you do judge me, it's probably in a way like, yo, we want you to be better. And that's what I put in my head. And I was like, holy shit. Shout out to these drugs. Moral of the story. Shout out to those drugs. Like, I've had, every trip I've had an experience that made me like, all right, maybe I need to structure the fuck up a little bit. That's why I'm like, I need to do shrooms again. Like, maybe I'll fucking be that version of myself I'm trying to be right now. You know what I mean? Like that writer, grown up, professional man, still getting there. That man is too structured up. I am not there yet. But that's what I love about shrooms. You can experience a lot. That's what I took from it. You just gotta be in a good mind space. End point.
I've never taken any psychedelics.
You should. I've
never taken psychedelics either.
I want to take them with you guys soon.
I want to take them
I don't think, like, no offense to the guys who are like, oh, I want to wait for a safe space. There is no safer space because even if you are in your house in the future alone, you could still have a bad fucking trip.
Dig at me, but okay.
No, I'll at you, all right, brother. Like,
I know I've said it. You know I've said it all the time.
I wasn't directly at you. I was just saying there's other people. But
like, I'm one of those people that say like
I don't believe in that.
I don't know how it's gonna affect me. Like one of the reasons why I say I want to take it home, I honestly don't know how it's gonna affect me.
I definitely think you should be in a safe space.
Definitely. That's why like when you say like anybody says like let's take people have asked me, yo, like let's do shrooms, like I got you, we can go out. I'm like, nah. They're like, why? I said, because I am not gonna be outside on shrooms. Really? Looking at a building to stand up and walk to like another place.
That was
like,
me on acid.
Dog.
Yo, New York, I saw robots fighting. I was just like,
dog,
I'm
not gonna see that.
You
dog.
see this? Nobody sees the sky is now the water. The water is up there. The sky is the fucking water. What is going on, bro?
Buildings playing poker on a table. Like
my brain, I saw every water droplet from the rain in HD, perfect. Like
dog had a cinematic
like I was
camera.
Pharaoh. No, I felt like prime. Like, I'm like, yo, is this what animals see? You can just see the detail, bro. Like,
it opens your brain, and that's what literally attracts me to psychedelics.
if you look at your hands, like, you can just see every pore. Like, if you stare at it, you'll just get so immersed. Like, I always tell people, look at your hands. Like, once you start tripping, look at your hands. Like, just that shit will be crazy to you. You'll be like, wow, I love life.
Like,
I love life. Look at some trees.
But I love what you did with the shrooms, because that's what honestly I do.
Big ego death, bro.
I look at things like the reason I love weed so much, but majority edibles, is because it takes my mind to a deep spot of actually reflecting. Like, it gives me like a different lens of who I am. It's not like I'm looking at myself through my ego. I'm looking at through like, all right, how have I been acting? How have I been like treating people? What have I been doing? Like, it gives me a third person point of view of my life, and that's what I really use like edibles for. And I feel like shrooms, like acid, not acid. No, take that out of the equation.
Yeah,
I'm not into
I'm
acid.
never doing that again.
I'm not into acid, but like shrooms, ayahuasca, stuff that's
Don't
natural.
ever
Those
do
two
acid,
are
guys.
the only things I want to do. Shrooms and ayahuasca. LSD is you're sitting on it right there. Got you.
That's so
Bro.
stupid. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How do you like DMT? I would
DMT's cool, safe,
safe.
very safe.
I would do that too.
LSD is safe too, but it's just
LSD.
like,
That was my question. How, like, it doesn't kill you.
No. It was just like the only reason I don't want to do it is because later we found out the dude sold us double dosed tabs. So they were like 2 times the regular dosage, and I don't even believe that because some of us were tripping balls, and like I don't know, that trip was just really intense. Like, it's just, I remember I really kept telling Gabby, I was like, yo, I don't want to be high anymore. Like, I don't want to be high anymore. Every time I close my eyes, I would just see some crazy shit. It would be cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have a very creative brain, like immensely creative, but it was also like scary because I don't know how some of those guys went to sleep. Like, Omar went to sleep on it. I think Joey went to sleep. I don't know how. That shit was just, I was up the entire night just staring at the light. Like, just.
It didn't give you like any like different perspective or anything, like touring your thoughts like a different way.
No, not at all. Like,
Really?
I was just tripping balls, in all honesty. Like,
It was just purely high. It wasn't like any thinking to it.
just pure tripping balls. And I think that's like a testament to shrooms and like how natural it is. That's what made me believe in it more, because I'm like, yeah, those trips may have sucked every time I've taken shrooms, but not bad.
It made you think.
It made me think every time.
Exactly.
Like, I was in a different, like, I was more spiritual. I was more like, versus when I was on tabs, it was like, damn, is that a robot? Is that a dinosaur?
What the fuck is going on?
Is that Starbucks bear trying to climb out
Not
and kill
changing.
me? You know what I mean?
The sky changing colors got it for me.
Nah, that shit is-
every book just a don't.
Every time we'd hit a bump, bro, and I would open my eyes, it would be like red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I said, nah, fuck that. That was too
Yo,
crazy,
That's
son.
happened to me, but I was just really, really fucking high.
Oh, you were greening out.
A little bit. Like, every time I closed my eyes, it flash hella different colors.
Yes.
And then at one point, it felt like I was fucking 6 years old in kindergarten.
He said, I'm about to die.
Bro was reflecting his childhood. That's crazy.
And then I opened my eyes. I'm like, oh shit. Close my eyes back again. I'm now in 2nd grade. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Every time I
love
opened
that
and closed
shit,
my
though.
eyes, it was a different
That
memory.
doesn't happen to me.
I loved.
I
Like,
haven't gotten that high in a while. I want to try to get that high just so I can, reflect.
That
See
only
what's
happens
going
when I'm
on.
about to die. Like,
Towel.
little pause. Like, when I'm doing something really dangerous, I'm not driving. Let's say that when I'm driving really fast and like I hit a really crazy cut, and I'm like, I just saw my 3rd grade life flash before my eyes. That was crazy. All right, we're not gonna drive like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happens to me. But drugs don't really put me in that mindset. I don't
I've
know
had
why.
those. When Nick's
Nah,
talking
I was
about.
just really fucking relaxed, so I was just able to
Maybe I need to
remember
get
all
in
that shit.
I'm really stressed.
You can manifest it. That's what I do. Like, I manifest like a life or something, and I'm
Real,
like
I do
living
that, all
that
day.
life.
Me waking up in the mirror, yo, be that nigga.
Yeah. And like you see it, and like if like when people say like envision it, that's what I try to do. Especially off like an edible, I try to envision like manifest my whole life.
Real.
And by like, and I always have to remember while I put in the work. It's
Playing
not
the
gonna
music,
happen.
just frying, like
Yeah, have you on the music.
just mad motivated, like
Headphones on, smoking a blunt. Just thinking about every which way anything can go.
that us.
Heavy
You're
on the
prepared
music
for
though,
it
for
at all.
real.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Heavy on the
I'll be
music.
playing Money on the Way by Gunna, Frying, just like Money on the Way.
I'm gonna get that Jacob and Co. I'm gonna get that Porsche. I'm gonna get that Charger.
I swear to God, just manifesting all those cars every second of the day. Like M3, get that shit, bro.
I
Word.
think psychedelics is like a gateway, like to
Sorry.
different dimensions.
For sure.
In a way.
I wish the human mind was just more capable of handling shit like that, so we can, like, when we're in that type of mindset, like actually communicate with those beings. Because most of the time they fuck with like the people. Like I heard like in the stories, they usually just fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up. But I'd be like, you guys are dicks.
You think they're real?
Like you asked.
I believe in it. I think it's. If
But, like,
a lot of people say it, I believe it.
Do you think it's like a soul thing that like DMT, like that's what, or ayahuasca is like, is taking your soul and like placing you like in different dimensions?
For sure, I could definitely see that. I've also heard of people are like taking 3 tabs, have been like, yo, I've seen myself in third person point of view. Like,
that's crazy.
Imagine seeing yourself in third person. Like, so many people have said that to me, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to be that high.
Yo.
I would like
That's
if
scary.
it happens, it
I'd
happens.
look at
but, like,
myself
I
and
wouldn't
be
be
like, what
opposed
the
to it.
That's scary to me.
Not
What the
really, because
actual-
it like even like when you did like your whole ego death thing, don't you think that was like seeing yourself in not physically, but like in a conscious type of way, seeing yourself
For
in
sure.
third person?
In a way, I've definitely had a very big self-reflection point when I was tripping. Yes, I agree. But I don't know. Third person would be insane. Like, it's like a video game at that point.
You'd really start questioning what life
But
would be.
I'm like-
Is this a simulation? Is this real? Am I real? Is everything around me real? What am
To
I
be
doing?
honest with you, if we're gonna go on a spiritual type of level journey, it could be your soul. Like you know how they say like there's multiple dimensions,
Yeah.
and that could be like literally like I think it's I forgot I think Hinduism that they believe in like reincarnation. Reincarnation could be real, and your soul could pick each doorway, and that's like the life you live.
That's really profound. Yeah.
Because they even think like when you think like of a different, like let's say you take a test, but you didn't study for it, and like you fail, and you think about, man, if I would have studied, I would have seen like a 90, and you see that 90, that could be you in another doorway you took. Like that's what I think like shrooms and psychedelics could do. They can unlock that type of idea mentality and either prove it real or like that there's something bigger or better out there like that you're not thinking about.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you'll either step up to it or just fold type shit.
Because when I manifest my life, it's
Bro.
not just me like saying, oh, I want this, but like I got to remember, put in the work and this is what you
Yes.
could do.
Facts.
Like that's how I see it as.
That ass.
And that's why I think
So
psychedelics come in handy. I want them to legalize it. Like I forgot it was some guy that said it, but they said if you give every government, like the one that like the president and other countries like higher leader, LSD, there would be world peace. I think that might be true.
Yeah, they probably be fucking scared.
That is, bro. We're so small compared
True.
to like other things.
But it's just the one thing, money. I feel them boys though. I'm trying to get that paper too. Fuck my.
They're printing more every day. So
Hey, but that's
why
what I'm
not?
saying.
Why
Like
can't
a
I
good
get
chunk
some?
of that is like, bro. Countries print money every day.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're keeping like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets for me. All right, have fun.
They definitely do skimming. Yeah,
Yeah, like bro, who's not gonna do that with the power to do so?
for sure.
You think that the president just sees all those money getting printed and says, no, I cannot touch that. That's for the good people of America. I did want to go to the Bahamas the other day though. I just take 1 sheet.
But
I need
some-
5-star hotels.
The wife wants a spa day.
We need some new
Cousin
clothes.
Joey's gonna be in town tomorrow.
Kids might go to the resort.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's good enough for the people.
Yeah, 50
And they
sheets.
move on.
50 sheets. Nigga,
I would.
I'd be out of that bitch with 100 sheets. My ass, I'd be like, yeah, I need like 3 trucks. And like delete that shit from the system too. The presidential order.
This money was never printed. This 4 trillion, never printed.
Yo, 4 trillion is crazy. Yo, they probably have that much stored away, but as much shit.
It's just paper, man. I know they got that shit. Just
Because I know we can't track it with our system. That ain't nobody tracking all that money. I don't believe that. I don't even believe the IRS is tracking all of us. They don't know. That's why they ask you how much you make.
But look at Putin and like Putin is a billionaire.
Yeah,
He's a billionaire, and that doesn't come, bro. Who pays Putin. Nobody. He pays himself.
Yeah, from his country.
He pays himself. Like, dog, legit, he pays himself.
But think about, do you know Russia is like, I love looking at Russia because that shit is like a third world country. Like white people over there are like, it's just the ghetto in Russia. Like there's beautiful parts. I'm not gonna shit on Russia. There's very beautiful parts, but like for the most part, that nigga be raping his people.
Like he's a dictator. But bro, I think
that's why their military sucks.
Andrew Schultz had a podcast of him interviewing a Korean girl in North.
Oh, I saw that. The clips from
bro. It is crazy how I didn't understand. Like I knew he was a dictator and he didn't let his people, but they don't even know about other countries. They don't have maps.
Oh.
They don't have phones. I think like their phones cannot be like anything private. Like bro, he has his own vacations. Like everything's about him. Kim Jong-un.
Oh, okay.
I was a little confused.
Yeah, I had to. Okay.
Kim Jong-un, like everything's about him, and that's crazy to me. Like it's crazy, like the lengths like our country.
If you want to run the land,
he can't be the only one that does this, though. I think there has to.
Nah, there's other places in Africa. Bro, this is going on all the time, all over. That's why people still go to war. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. You can't stop it. It's just like, how do we make it less sucky for these people? But he doesn't even let people do that, so it's more of like just let them rock type shit. Even with China, just
you don't think if he passes away there could be like a different wave I'm sorry to cut you off. You don't think if he passes away there could be a different wave about it? Like I think America is like the American effect of freedom towards like I think after a while it's gonna leak out to different worlds.
It already leaked out, and the general reception was they fucking hate us still to this day. Like and for them. For them, if he dies, the next person in power, it's a girl. She's way worse than that man. Apparently, like her stance on things are just like she's cutthroat, vicious. Like she don't play. Like Kim is nice and he fucks around and likes to party. That bitch is not about partying. She don't give a fuck about partying. She wants to kill. She wants to go to work, complete the mission.
That's it. That's
serious shit. Like
women.
real shit. Like if she was in power, the Korean War would probably start up again, but just continue. Like. You just hear about people dying at the border. And
always a woman making problems, huh, fellas?
But I'm just saying, same thing could happen with Kim. He's been a little bit wilding with those missile tests, just constantly testing missiles that we know now could reach America in like 30 minutes. So that's a little bit like, damn.
But I don't even know like how like countries like China, they're like in a like they cooperate.
What do you mean?
With
What's
each
your
other?
country? Like what's
North
your
Korea and China, they cooperate, right?
Not necessarily directly cooperating, but there's like they import stuff. Like since we cut off like Kim, like he doesn't get shit from us. I don't know if he still does, but I don't think so. But so he's definitely going to China and like Russia because those are their allies. Like over there, they're like, oh, we're buddies with the Syrians and all of those people. Yeah, the BRICS. Is the Koreans a part of BRICS? No, they're not. They should be a part of BRICS. Why aren't they?
I don't think China's ever like gonna receive that America effect. I think China and Russia. Nah. Like the only like real countries that are not gonna break that dictatorship.
They want to go back to when they were running things like.
But they already do. That's what like.
Not really. American democracy is still spread across every place around the world. Like
giving the people their rights, at least a little bit,
and like some way, shape or form, and like just the American effect. Like people are still trying to come to America when there's an issue. They don't go to Russia or China. Like people do definitely go to those places. I'm not saying they don't, but. Mainly it's like, oh, America, better life. Like even with as much as shit goes on in America, people still come here.
Definitely.
The land of the free.
But literally, like anybody that doesn't like a country, like they're like they just go to everybody's solution if they don't like their living standards is come to America. If they have the financial
if they have the
capacity,
means, come to America.
They come to America. Even if they save up, like look at Mexico. Mexican families save up just so they can send like their child to like America.
True.
Just so they can have a better life because that's how poor those countries are.
Well, I just want to get something clear. Mexico's not poor. It is a very rich country. It is like the third richest country in the world.
I was using them as an example, but they definitely have a lot of poor parts.
For GDP, like they're like they're like 2 trillion or some shit. They make a lot of stuff. They're really wealthy. Like that's why like if the cartels don't calm the fuck down, America is gonna be like, yo, we don't want to do war. They're not gonna go to war because like Mexico doesn't want that, but the cartel needs to chill. Like they're wilding. Like for real.
I saw recently they killed El Chapo's nephew, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn.
El Chapito. think that was his name. They killed him. The Mexican police.
Shit. Well,
Damn.
they're gonna get his son to America soon, and then party's over for that nigga. Once they get to America, you can't do anything. Ain't nobody coming over here to get you. Ain't nobody coming over here. That's one thing about America. People know, like, you ain't coming in. You ain't coming in. Probably get out, but
You ain't coming in.
I think like a lot of Mexicans sneak through though.
yeah, of course we have a border issue. But I'm saying, like, in the sense of we don't have, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the cartels aren't just walking through and it's like, like, we still are pushing them away. Like, there's military at the borders now. Like, they're not just coming. They're trying to. Same thing.
I mean, they're still getting cocaine over here, so.
Because Americans love cocaine.
Smuggles.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's literally if Americans stop taking cocaine, the cartels
But
won't
still,
wanna
like,
come
to
here.
smuggle cocaine in 2023 with all the technology we have, like, there's something fishy about that.
Nah, it's just, you'd be surprised, bro. There's, even back then, there was ways of getting it smuggled through just using the paste. You would ship it out, and then once you get it to the point, they would make it really quickly. Like, bro, people, criminals, even police, we only catch the dumb ones. They say that all the time. They're really smart. That's why they have billions. Like, people are really smart. Like, you'd be surprised at the way they'll put it in the camera. Like, they'll put it in the like, you know what I mean? The microphone. Like, whatever way, they'll line this whole bitch up with cocaine if they had to. They'll get it. We have also a port issue, like the big boats. There's so many ways. Like, it's not just like, technology, spy boat, like we can see through it. There's a lot of.
But with all the protection, like the border patrol, bro, there's like many cops.
Sure, but
So it's like,
it's a user thing. It's a people thing at that point.
I think they get paid off. To be honest,
Some of
I
them
think
do.
it's like paid off,
Some of them
paid off, and then it's like that little like tight line. That's where you go through until like somebody sees that white little line.
But I do think the vast majority of like ICE guys are like, they don't play about that shit.
You don't think there's like one dude
Nah,
that's getting like a 20, 30, 50 grand cut?
But he'll get
Or like the government is in alliance with them, so they always let that one car slide.
I feel like our government is in alliance with like the cartel with their shit, but I don't know. I feel like the border patrol, like people who are serving, they really don't
take their job seriously.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, gang. Niggas take their job seriously with that shit. I don't know. Some of
It would
them
have to be like a different way type shit getting it over. No.
it's like the Mexicans do it themselves. Like they go underneath the grounds. They go in cars. Like they'll like the car seat. They'll literally cramp themselves in a car seat for like 20 hours, whatever, how long it takes to get across the border. Any way possible. Under mattresses. Like, bro, they'll do anything. And it's hard to kind of check every single car. Some will get through, some won't. And by the time they get through, state troopers pull them over and then you just send them back.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens, you know?
Not even that. They put it in themselves. Like those Mexican women, they could swallow it. You could swallow. Like,
What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about I was talking about the transportation. Yeah, true.
like, but it is transportation because you're sending that woman to America with like cocaine in her system, and then when she poops it out, boom, you have like a whole brick of cocaine.
That's why they do a whole full body search. They shove your fingers up your ass, your vagina.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Even if it's in your stomach, they can see it?
Not in your... Well, I mean, they could definitely feel it. And if it's in your stomach, you're just going to have to shit it out at some point. And they'll just get the baggie and then charge you. But they'll go up your ass. Trust me. Police, our law system, they'll go up your ass, nigga.
That's crazy.
You committed a crime.
Yeah, what if one of them bags rupture in their stomach?
You'll probably get sick. And then they'll just...
It'll be in your blood system.
Yeah, you'll get really high. And then if it's a lot, you'll probably overdose with
Yep.
like Narcan. You'll be good. Be fucked up because you almost died, but you'll be good. Real world shit. Like people don't do drugs.
Mind you, she's
cocaine.
getting like 10 grand in American money. And if she goes back home, like she's literally just changed her whole life.
But to swallow it and fucking...
Bro, that's how
that shit
that's how
rupturing in
poor
your
they
stomach.
are in some countries.
I
Like
would
you
never.
need to do it.
Yo, I just want we're out of time, but there was a girl that just got arrested for trying to transport like $700,000 worth of heroin. And if you see the picture of her, you would not think she's the type of girl to do that. She was crying in the video, and it was so funny. And that's my point. You can get through. You could smuggle it, of course, but that's why you have police. You have state troopers. You have all the other Homeland Security. You have marshals. You have so many things in place. So if they do get through, you get them. Yeah, she's fucked. I just want to say that. She's so fucked. She's
Life
like
in
17.
prison or 25
Oh, brother, 700,000. She ain't seen the light of God. Poor girl. But
that's all the time we have today.
That's been No Nonsense. Hope you enjoyed it.
Poor fucking girl.
$700,000
Yo,
worth of heroin.
I'm gonna show you. Bro, she was crying like a bitch.
Real quick.
I'm telling you, this is serious. Where is?
Is that was it that girl at top?
No. She was, bro. I'm gonna find the video. We're out of time. We can end it. It's been your boy Ivo.
It's been your boy Chef.
It's Bam Bam in the cut.
Checking out.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.